Garnacho leaving Manchester United to join Chelsea for £50 million. We're going to break it down in this video, how it affects Man United going into the brand new season. Chelsea as well, another powerful, pacey, talented winger joining Chelsea Football Club. And take a look at the player himself. What kind of level can he reach potentially playing Champions League football with Chelsea next season? Make sure you subscribe and leave your comments down below. Initial thoughts about Garnacho as a footballer. Is he a world-class footballer in waiting? I think there is a debate to be had, and we'll have it in this video. Make sure you subscribe as well. Garnacho at Manchester United. Whatever you say about Garnacho, these are my honest opinions about it, because I'm a massive critic of Højlund. I think he goes down as one of the worst signings in the history of football. I'm not even joking. Rashford's situation was really poor, how he handled it. I think the situation as a whole, him getting rewarded with a huge contract, that front line was embarrassing. Man United had Højlund and Rashford at points and Garnacho kicking up a fuss. But whatever you say about that front three, Garnacho, in my opinion, was the best forward in the front three by a country mile in terms of technical ability, in terms of pace and power and driving with the ball. United fans used to watch Ryan Giggs running the left-hand flank, and Garnacho, whatever you say about him, he's not Ryan Giggs, of course not. But he is a traditional Man United winger in many respects, kind of driving it down the channel, cutting in, striking from distance, scoring outrageous goals, nutmegging people, drawing fouls, being exciting. So Garnacho's got the ability to do that at Manchester United, one of the biggest football clubs in the world, who have been in an absolute terrible state in the last few seasons. His last 144 games, bear in mind, last season he played a lot of football for Man United and they came 15th and lost the final to Spurs. I mean, it was embarrassing stuff. Garnacho, I dare say, was one of the brighter sparks in that forward line. Better than Højlund, 100%. I mean, it's not a hard thing to do, but we're talking 26 goals, 22 assists, 144 games for a player that's only 21. So when he was 18, 19, 20, doing unbelievable things for Man United, people have short memories in football. Last season was disastrous for Man United, but Garnacho actually had some decent moments for Manchester United. There's no question about it. 11 goals last season and 10 assists in 50-plus appearances, which sounds terrible, but when you're 15th and when you're getting chopped and changed, and sometimes you're on the left, sometimes you're on the right, 1 minute you got Ten Hag, next minute you got Ruben Amorim, I dare say those numbers aren't actually that bad. And he actually plays a lot of football as well, which is another plus for Chelsea. So ultimately, Garnacho, involved at Man United, had a direct involvement with some decent things going forward for Manchester United in terms of goal creation and creating goals himself. And then you look at some of the things he's actually done as individually. Scored a good goal against Chelsea, arriving in the box. I think it was last season where he sat on the advertising board. That was a good finish. He can get in the box and arrive there with pace, arrive into the box with intention. That's something that Chelsea are definitely going to pick up on and understand, his kind of ability to be direct. I think he's got that in spades. And then you think about that goal against Everton. I mean, Gary Neville said it was of a higher technical brilliance as a bicycle kick than Wayne Rooney against Man City in 2011. That is outrageous for Gary Neville to be saying that. So Garnacho's got the technical brilliance to be scoring what is surely one of the most technically brilliant bicycle kicks we've ever seen in Premier League football. I don't think it's better than Rooney's because of the size of the fixture at the time. Everton, though, hard place to go, and he's banging in goals like that. So he's got the ability. 100% he's got the ability. Ruben Amorim talks about different leadership, that Garnacho wants maybe a different style manager. And whatever you say about Enzo Maresca, I think he's a little bit laissez-faire. I think he's got his philosophy that you have to stick to, but I think he allows the kind of, at points, the ego and the arrogance of Jackson or Madueke last season. I think he allows players to be natural leaders like Levi Colwill or Cole Palmer to do his own thing. I think that's one thing you can give credit to Enzo Maresca, that he lets things kind of unfold in his own way. And maybe Garnacho wants someone that is not only managing in the Champions League, that'll be a massive draw for Garnacho, but ultimately maybe lets him do things his own way. I think he needs an arm on the back. I think he needs good guidance. I think he needs a little bit of a steady ship. 2, 3, 4 years at Chelsea. Work hard. Define your position in the side. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I think Garnacho's got the ability to be a world-class winger he needs to develop. There's a lot to his game that he still needs to do. He's still a touch raw at points. His touch can be a little bit heavy. I think he can work on his finishing. I think he can work on his decision making. A lot of wingers have got natural ability across all levels of football, but it's that decision making of when to release the ball, when to recycle possession. And at points, Garnacho maybe tries a little bit too much. When it comes off, it looks cinematic, it looks outstanding. But there's too many times, particularly when Man United were struggling last season, when he made the wrong decision and they'd lose the ball, and sides would go at the other end and score and beat Man United. And I think Garnacho, Rashford was guilty of that as well. I think Garnacho needs a little bit of a calm hand on his back and just sort of saying, keep the ball, keep it simple, and then have little moments of explosivity in his game. I think he can definitely do it. Just a quick comment on Manchester United, because I think getting rid of someone that is potentially kicking up a fuss, really wants to be out of the side, is a massive, massive plus point. I did a video talking about Baleba on the channel a couple of days ago. If you can get someone like Baleba in, Garnacho out, if you can get someone like Cunha, Mbuemo, Sesko is about to sign. I'll talk about that later this weekend as well when it happens. That is an outstanding upgrade, because right now, all of those players are better than Garnacho. If you can get 50 million quid for Garnacho, that's outstanding business. It really is. I still think Garnacho can be an asset for Chelsea in a different kind of context, but he wants players with more control, Amorim. He doesn't want explosive wingers, jinky wingers that cut in on his right foot and kind of strike things early and there's a little bit hit and miss. He wants control, and I'd rather have Cunha than Garnacho 1,000,000%. But you never know. If Man United get into European football next season, they might need an extra couple of wingers, and that's where Garnacho could have fit in potentially. But it's not going to work from all accounts. Chelsea, look, another winger. That'll be the big criticism. Gittins is coming. I'm a big fan of Gittins. He's a year younger than Garnacho. So Chelsea are going again for the nucleus of young footballers coming in. Hato from Ajax looks absolutely outstanding. I think Garnacho playing with Leon Delap, a far better natural finisher than Højlund. João Pedro as well is going to improve his game. I mean, you have to remember, Garnacho is a young footballer playing for one of the biggest clubs in the world in crisis, and he's linking up with some of the worst strikers in the history of Premier League football in terms of Rasmus Højlund. So if he's linking up with strikers that have got quality like Pedro and Delap, that could improve his game as well. I'd actually start Gittins over Garnacho, in my honest opinion, unless you're putting Gittins on the right for whatever reason, or Garnacho on the right. It looks like there's competition now for the left-hand slot for Chelsea between Gittins and Garnacho. For me, Gittins gets in there right now, in my honest opinion. But he's talking Estavio, you're talking Simmons coming in as well, Delap, as I mentioned. This Chelsea side are looking exciting going forward. I'd still question, with the amount of money, quarter of £1 billion spent this summer, no world-class talent. Garnacho, he needs 2, 3, 4 years to fulfill any kind of promise of being world-class. Other players, again, not really world-class. I think the one really that would be is Cole Palmer. And even then, I'd dispute that if he's a pure world-class footballer right now. I'm not entirely sure. So Chelsea are adding quality, squad depth, there's no question about it, and a player that could really push the boundary. But right now, I think Man United are actually winning out of the transfer. 50 million for Garnacho, I think, is good value in today's market and could help bigger, more ambitious moves in areas they need it in, particularly in midfield. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and leave your comments down below. I'll see you very, very soon.